Hello and welcome to the ScatterVolt channel, and today I'd like to show you Volt version 2, the best $300 gaming PC redesigned for the year 2018. Volt V2 is your next extreme bang for the buck 1080p gaming PC designed to be the landmark successor to the original Volt gaming PC I released last year. But this time around, I wanted to assure you guys that this new $300 revision of Volt would get you even better value, even better usability, even better long-term performance, and even better looks. If you're watching this video and you're like, man, it feels like somebody wants to sell me something. Well, here below me, I have a legend of each section of this $300 gaming PC build video for you guys who'd like to learn about what parts I chose, why I chose them, crucial steps needed to make this gaming PC possible, my overall pros and cons of using this computer, and the expected benchmarks of the $300 gaming PC powerhouse. To help you guys out even more, I have a universal how to build a PC tutorial video linked in the description that you can use to help build this computer, and I've got other handy little videos like this value-oriented top 5 gaming keyboards video for those of you who are potentially interested in picking up an affordable mechanical gaming keyboard along with Volt version 2. If you're interested in more killer PC build guide videos like this, then consider subscribing to the ScatterVolt YouTube channel. And if you're impatient like me and you want to know when the next video drops, then either follow me on Twitter, hit that bell notification button, or join the ScatterVolt Discord server for instant new video uploads. Before we begin, I want to give a huge thank you to SCD Key for sponsoring this video and allowing us to activate Windows 10 Pro on Volt V2 for a mere $14. Starting from scd.com, I was able to purchase my own Windows 10 Pro key, receive the code, and activate Volt V2 all in just like 5 minutes. I personally used their site many times to activate my other budget gaming PCs, so if you're interested in checking out more affordable Windows OS keys, then I'll have a link to scd.com at the very top of the description. Now then, what PC parts are inside of Volt, and how was I able to create such a gaming PC with all new parts for $300? Well, this is where the fun begins. Real quick, know that every single part shown in Volt V2 will be linked in the description, and note that prices of all these parts are bound to fluctuate, so don't expect the total price of this gaming PC to stay consistent. Starting with the processor, I chose the highly acclaimed budget AMD Ryzen 3 2200G. This underdog 3.7 GHz quad-core processor is going to be serving as both the processor and graphics card of the system in one chip because it utilizes the powerful integrated Radeon Vega 8 graphics. So if you're freaked about where the graphics card is, don't worry, it's in this chip. The nice thing about choosing this APU is that for $96, you'll be getting entry-level 1080p gaming performance while still providing you those 4 physical cores and a high clock speed to support a future, faster, dedicated graphics card further down the line when you have more money. It all works out, trust me. Next, for the motherboard, I chose the Gigabyte A320M S2H Micro ATX motherboard for an incredible $51. Now hold your keyboards. I can already see the comment section exploding over why I decided to go with an A320 motherboard over a B350 motherboard. So here's my reason why. It's the budget. Stuffing together a complete all new parts $300 gaming PC is challenging, and you'll have to cut back in certain areas to make budget. With all that being said, adding a B350 motherboard would have put Volt V2 $20 over the budget, therefore making this not a true $300 gaming PC. So it was either use that or ditch using the case at all and build the computer out of cardboard. Regardless, this motherboard will still provide you all of the features you want in a gaming PC, such as a total of 6 USB ports on the back, 1 M.2 drive slot, and numerous motherboard tweaking tools. Important note though, you will need a to BIOS update this motherboard in order to make it compatible with the Ryzen 2200G, and that will be addressed later on in the video. Moving on to the RAM, we have 8GB of DDR4 dual channel PATRIOT signature line memory clocked at 2400 MHz, which is the cheapest RAM kit we could find on Amazon at $79, because like I said, we gotta cut costs. For the hard drive, I chose the 500GB Western Digital EVGA hard drive. Luckily, for $27 on Amazon, we're getting a hard drive that supports those fast SATA 3 read and write speeds our Gigabyte motherboard can support, as well as 500GB of storage, which is still enough to hold 10 or so PC games in the year 2018. As for the power supply, I chose the EVGA 450BT 80+ bronze power supply for $30. Combined with this 3-year warranty, this 450 watt power supply, from my experience, has been very reliable for the price. Finishing out the build, for the case, we have the DIY PC F2 Micro ATX case for $30. This affordable, sleek looking case straight out of the Galactic Empire comes with 2 blue LED fans, 1 for intake, 1 for exhaust, 3 USB ports, and a side panel window, all in a super compact and lightweight design, perfect for LAN parties. All those parts added up combined to a total price of $313, which compared to the original Volt is only $1 more, so not bad. Now in under 2 minutes, let's briefly talk about how to properly set up and build this computer, since that Gigabyte motherboard we chose requires a BIOS update in order to use that newer AMD Ryzen 2200G. First, using the link in the description, request a boot kit from AMD. They will loan you a boot kit with a CPU that you can use to initially perform the required BIOS update. Additionally, go to the product page of the Gigabyte A320M S2H to download the F10 BIOS version that supports the AMD Ryzen 2200G. Download and extract this file onto a freshly formatted USB drive. Then start building the computer like normal, except just with the bare essentials, those being the motherboard, power supply, RAM, and bootkit processor. The bootkit processor is an APU like the 2200G, therefore it already comes with a built-in graphics card, so you don't need to use a dedicated graphics card like what I did to display to your monitor. You can easily do that through the back HDMI I/O on the motherboard. Make sure the power supply and motherboard touch to ensure grounding, and then plug in the USB drive to the motherboard. After switching on the power supply to the straight line, use a screwdriver or something metal to touch the top 2 rightmost pins on the front I/O header on the motherboard to turn on the system. You're basically mimicking a power button by doing this. Then go into the BIOS by pressing the delete key on your motherboard and access QFlash. Here, all you need to do is select the F10 BIOS from your USB drive you plugged in earlier, and the rest should be a piece of cake. Then take out the bootkit processor, put in the new Ryzen 2200G, repeat the same PC building steps, but now in your case along with your hard drive, and like that, your $300 Volt V2 gaming PC should be up and running pretty easy. Now that you know the parts, you know why I chose them, and you now know how to get the system initially up and running so you can get to winning those Fortnite Royales, the question remains: how good can this $300 gaming PC game? All benchmarks were recorded with an external Elgato Game Capture HD60, so what you see on screen will be almost exactly what you're going to get in your day-to-day PC gaming performance on Volt V2.
Alright, so for those of you who got super hyped up from the Elder Scrolls 6 reveal from our god, Todd Howard, and you decided to replay all of Skyrim again, then for those of you who are hardcore, I hope you can recognize what I'm about to get myself into. So I would like your blessings before I continue. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy these benchmarks on the Volt V2 $300 gaming PC. Let's do this. and gentlemen, that is the third ever confirmed kill I've ever had in this game. Thank you for partaking in this very special moment with me, because I will probably die after this. Oh, hold up. That was clearly a hack. So we just met a fan in game. That's actually kind of crazy. I need a win though. I'm sucking really hard right now. But yeah, this new PC that I'm benchmarking on, it's using one of those APU Raven Ridge processors.
Oh yeah, how's it performing?
It's pretty mixed. I unfortunately chose an A320 motherboard, which means overclocking is very limited, so I'm not using the full potential of this processor.
Do you want to queue up?
After this, I was going to benchmark some more games, but no thank you.
Okay. Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Yo, I'll add you, though, real quick. Or you can just add me. I just have a Todd Howard icon. It's hard to miss.
With those benchmarks out of the way, let's get to my overall review of Volt V2 through the use of pros and cons. Also, I think it'd be smart as well to assist this review by comparing Volt V2 to the original Volt to see what changes were made in order to make a better overall gaming PC. The first con I want to address is that due to the budget A320 motherboard, I couldn't overclock the integrated Radeon Vega 8 graphics on the Ryzen 3 2200G. This is simply because of it being a cheaper motherboard tier, therefore having limited features, which may be pretty sad because if you haven't noticed by now, I've got a thing for overclock. Overclock and not overclock benchmarks.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every
So if you're willing to spend an extra $20 on a B350 series motherboard, then I'd highly recommend doing it. You'll have the ability to overclock the CPU and GPU portions of the 2200G, giving you even better performance for the dollar. The second con of Volt V2, especially when compared to the original Volt, is the poor graphics performance. Last year, before the rise in cryptocurrency and the dramatic increase in RAM prices, you could build a legitimately fast gaming PC for very cheap with a pretty decent graphics card like the GTX 1050 at the time in the original Volt. However, with the change in times, Volt V2 had to take a more strategic build approach. Luckily, you aren't spending much on the overall graphics solution of this PC, since the Ryzen 2200G for $96 already provides that solid quad-core base plus those decent entry-level graphics performance brought by the Vega 8 graphics. That way, when you have more money later on, you can spend that on a new dedicated graphics card that won't be bottlenecked whatsoever, since you'll already be on that solid quad-core unlocked Ryzen 2200G processor. The next pro of Volt V2 over the original is actually having 8GB of DDR4 RAM and a $300 gaming PC. When configuring the first version of Volt, TechSpot.com provided some promising 4GB versus 8GB RAM benchmarks, leading me to choose 4GB of RAM in that system since I needed to make that crazy $300 budget cutoff. However, after testing it, I found that certain games like Battlefield 1 ran extremely poorly with 4GB of RAM, causing me to revert back to that 8GB standard. And despite the ridiculous $300 budget of this gaming PC, I managed to fit in a full 8GB of DDR4 RAM despite the high RAM prices, which is a major pro for Volt V2. One last con that I found was that the DIY PC F2 case didn't have a thick enough rear side panel, which meant that cable management was very rough, tight, and forced in this system, since the rear side panel couldn't close all the way down. Also note that the case can only support one hard drive bay, but it can support multiple SSD bays. Finally, the overall cooling and sound brought from Volt V2 is next to nothing since there isn't a dedicated GPU and the 2200G featured in the system isn't overclocked. So I can assure you that this $300 gaming PC won't get too hot or loud at all, which is something usually gone unnoticed that we all take for granted. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up my Volt V2 gaming PC build guide video for 2018. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like this, then consider subscribing to the ScatterVolt YouTube channel. And if you want to be the first to the next PC build video or next video in general, then either enable channel notifications, follow me on Twitter, or join the ScatterVolt Discord server. And as always, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and all that. And this is the ScatterVolt YouTube channel. Signing out.